day, there's more opportunity for people to be involved in our industry more than ever. There's so much more inclusivity. Before, it was very similar to the Top Model documentary.
Really?
I mean, you had to be an extreme specific size.
Do you guys actually find people on social media?
All the time.
Even if they're not out there trying to be a model?
Yeah, that's probably the best part. I want those people. These are agents that are working in New York, LA, Europe, wherever it may be. Scottsdale is a stop on the map.
Really?
Hey, Yetta, you know how much love and respect I have for you? Girl,
Ditto.
Why do I feel like I'm your best friend? I just met you.
You are merging of Oprah and Barbara Walters. There you go.
Joining us at the desk today is Emmy Award-winning journalist and anchor. It's Yetta Gibson, everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome to this Arizona's Family original. I love this show because it's all about glitz, glamour, and the runway. Yes, the runway. I'm talking about Scottsdale being kind of the big center for scouts who come here from all over the world to find the next big model. So enter Sheree Hartwell. She owns a full service agency, a big one out here in Arizona, representing more than 400 models, actors, and so many others. So I had to sit down with her because I had to find out the story of how she got there. Here she is. Be very model-esque when you do that.
Sheree Hartwell.
That was good. That was top model quality. Are we good now? Okay. Sheree, how are you?
I'm doing so good.
I am so happy to finally catch up with you.
It's very fun. We've had our paths cross, I think, for quite some time.
A gazillion years, possibly, yes. And so I wanted to talk to you about, I've always wondered, I've seen all of your stuff, I've seen your podcast and your interviews with others, but what is it like running an agency?
It's a very good question. I think one of the things that's kept me going for as long as I have, I've had the agency now like 21 years.
Yeah.
Meet Sheree Hartwell, owner of Ford Robert Black Agency in Phoenix. She says she knew very young that this would be her career.
No day is ever the same. And I feel like as an entrepreneur, but also as a business person, I mean, having that kind of hunt, that kind of, I don't know what's coming today, I don't know what cool project we're gonna book. That's been part of the fascination for me kind of in my career on this side of the management side of it never really being the same day twice. I signed at this agency when I was 12 years old. Let's just say it's been over 30 years.
That's gotta be a bit full circle. Do you still think about that process of how you were on the other side at first and now you're over here doing the same thing for kids or young women
for sure.
who were coming in?
I do, and I think that for me is part of the drive. Is I always had this vision to have a modeling agency, but I also had exposure being like a young model, and there was a lot of stuff that wasn't great about it, for sure, that I've obviously evolved through, and I hope that I used some of those experiences that I had that were negative and positive on the other side of the camera to help the people I manage today.
That documentary with Top Model. Don't know if it's the same thing or if it even represents the industry accurately, but what are the misconceptions that you want to put out there about being in this space?
Yeah, I mean, I think today more than ever, there's so much more inclusivity. And, before it was very similar to the Top Model documentary.
Really?
I mean, you had to be an extreme specific size. The industry wasn't allowing for what they are today. And I think you and I both see that in advertising we see people that look like us, sizing wise, age wise, skin color, all of that.
Some of the differences now versus then. Sheree says many models these days are selected from, you guess it, social media.
We are scouting on social media, and it's
Like where?
okay,
Where?
well, like Yetta, you post a picture of you and your friend, and yep, there she is. And then I'm like, oh, okay, now, look at the friend, right? So I see these girls that we're managing, and then I'm like, oh, who's the girlfriend? Who's the friend? Let's go see about her. Today, there's more opportunity for people to be involved in our industry more than ever.
Really?
Everybody thinks they're a model because they have social media.
I was going to say,
Everybody's the creator. Everybody is something, which is fine. But at the end of the day, you still have to have, that foundation.
And what is that foundation? Because I'm an Instagram model.
Yeah. Yes, you are, girl.
But I'm not. It doesn't necessarily translate to the real modeling agency in
Yeah.
real life,
And
IRL, as they say.
And women specifically have a short term to be in our business to maximize, you know, let's just say a fashion career. But, you know, we do tend to get girls that are younger. 16-ish would probably be great.
Wow.
And
Which
so,
is still kind of how it was.
right.
Yeah.
for
Some of the
sure.
stuff stays the same. Some of it changes. Yeah.
We definitely like feed a lot of the bigger markets, you know, girls and guys that you've seen in almost every single campaign, whether that's through Aerie and Love Shack Fancy and, you know, all of those kind of like PacSun, kind of those big brands. And a lot of them are working in LA.
So this is a training ground.
Yeah.
So you said in the beginning that, you know, every day is different. So I wonder, has there been anything that has surprised you about how the industry has kind of moved along and evolved?
The one thing that we're battling recently is the inception of AI. And it's something
AI
that we're
affecting
really
the modeling industry.
For sure. So a client would come to us and say, hey, we're going to hire Yetta and she's going to be our model for today. We're going to take this picture of Yetta today and then we're going to put her in all of these other locations or all of these different, maybe we're going to change her from a black suit into a blue suit. Yetta's going to be here and she's going to be in Scottsdale, but we're going to pick her picture up and we're going to use it in Tennessee. This whole AI thing is basically like you become like they're making, you know, avatar kind of digital twins of people and doing this. So it's a whole
It's just almost like you're
it's a whole
teleported.
new Wild West. It's a little scary when it comes to things like that because, you know, who knows what's happening today.
Has there been an evolution of beauty and who's beautiful and
I love
not
that.
necessarily who's not, but who's beautiful?
Yeah.
Has that changed?
It's 100% changed.
Okay.
And it's changed.
From what to what?
Today, we represent so many different shapes and sizes, more talent that we've never, in the past, that I wouldn't have had a trained eye for that, you know, to where a girl maybe is a size 6, which is okay. Hello.
Wow.
I think that specifically in this market here in Arizona, where we really work towards like that affluent lifestyle. And in Arizona, we've seen that kind of demographic from probably 50 to 70.
What?
It's been amazing.
Really? What do you want to make of this agency? You know, how do you want to evolve specifically here?
I think for us, one of the focuses for me has really been, you know, staying in the forefront. I bought the company from Robert Black, you know, 21 years ago, who at the time I had really, really big shoes to fill. I was 26 years old. I didn't know what the hell I was doing,
Which
frankly.
I think is so interesting. You just went up to him and said, can I buy it? Do you encourage people to do that? Just go for it?
I think I was in that time of life where it's like, you
Can I
know,
buy the agency?
I didn't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, why not? I came home and I told my mom that day, I'm like, I asked Robert if he'd sell the business to me. And she's like, Sheree, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know.
Do you feel like the modeling industry will be obsolete one day? Because there are platforms where people can promote themselves and get attention of some pretty
For
big.
sure. And I think people try to promote themselves. And I think that they get
course,
themselves
yeah.
into bad situations. We used to have people be like, I'm just going to hire, you know, somebody off of Craigslist. And I was like, go ahead, honey, because I'm going to tell you that that person is not going to show up. They're not going to look like they're supposed to. I do feel like people are still going to want a human connection. Somebody that they can speak to, somebody that they can dialogue with, that's almost like an accountability component of that
And
human.
trained.
Yeah, for sure. There's still value in that.
Yeah. Are you proud of yourself?
I am proud of myself, you know, and sometimes, gosh, I look back and I'm like, wow, I'm doing this.
You're doing
I'm
it.
doing
You're
this.
doing it.
And it's taken a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Years of it. And, you know, but I am grateful. I'm grateful for the career. I'm grateful for an incredible team that I have.
So you've done good. I'm proud of you.
Oh, that's sweet.
Good
Thank
job.
you. My very favorite story, and arguably one of our biggest success stories, Monica Majok. It was in like late 2020, and we had decided, my husband and I and our daughters, we were like, we're going to go down to Tucson and we're going to stay at a resort. We were down there, and I'm sitting by the pool having like a lovely Saturday afternoon, and I see this girl, and Yetta, I mean, I am like, I mean,
You're
she's
tracking
going.
her.
I have to go up to the room. I've got to get my business card. I go down.
Oh my
the girl
goodness.
is not in the lazy river. So I'm frantic. I'm like, oh no, where is she gone? She's over in the hot tub. And I give her my card in the hot tub. And I'm like, you're so beautiful. I'm like, I need to talk to you. The damn girl doesn't call back for 2 weeks. And Monica's this incredibly beautiful Sudanese from South Sudan. She has since traveled the globe 10 times, has been in every single like major, retail campaign, has had an incredible career.
How old is she now?
She's 24 when I ended up meeting her mom, and she's like, you changed my daughter's life.
Wow.
She changed our life.
That's got to be.
And I'm like,
that's what it's all about.
That's why I do what I do.
How great is that story? Her story's great too. Sheree, if you're intrigued, because I certainly am, she has a podcast. It's called Camera Ready with Sheree Hartwell, and she is in season number 5. It just launched, and you can catch all of her episodes wherever you get your podcast. All right, we're going to keep this model train going, this runway going, because one of the beautiful faces that you saw in that piece there is here with me in studio. There he is, Scott Allen.
Hey,
Thank you for being here. We're going to talk to you about your career because you've been doing this for 40 years.
40 years.
So you've seen a lot, you've done a lot.
Yes.
Okay, we've got his story coming up when we get back. Thank you for being here. Welcome back, everybody. All right, as you see, this episode is all about modeling, the world of modeling, and how Scottsdale is a big part of the industry. And today we've got somebody joining me who has 40 years in the business, most of it spent right here in Arizona. So Scott Allen, hello.
Hello.
Welcome. And we just did a big story on Sheree Hartwell, who owns Ford, and you were part of the agency. She still represents you.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, tell me when you started in the industry and what made you go there.
I think when I was young, they always asked me to model,
Yeah.
and Barbizon scouted me. And
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
And I remember putting that business card between the encyclopedias when I was a kid because my dad and uncle played pro football, and I wasn't going to go tell my dad I wanted to be a model.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And I go, maybe someday I can do that. And,
So you were interested.
Yeah,
You were
because it's
interested.
just another avenue to make money.
Make some
I was
money.
thinking of the future. And when I moved out to Arizona, my sister worked at a beauty salon here called With Love Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
It was on Central and Camelback. And they asked me to do a hair ad.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, you
so,
got some good hair.
Yeah. I did the hair
Is this
ad.
your first one? Is this the
No, that was one of the covers I got out of Arizona.
Okay. So you did this hair ad. And
Yeah, and then it started from there. And she kept getting me jobs working on ad agents doing facials and stuff. But all these covers came out of here from Ford.
look at that chiseled jawline. People will pay for that these days.
Yeah, those are big ones to be on back in the day.
Yeah.
Men's health especially.
For sure. So, I got to get back to what you're saying. People are always saying, you should be a model, you should be a model. I say that all the time to kids.
Yeah.
And, I just wonder, what is the difference between being told that and actually being able to make money and become that?
Yeah, I always tell people believe 50% of everything they're going to tell you.
Right,
You
right.
can be the next this and that. And yeah, it's a long road.
Yeah.
You have to spend some money to get into it. People think, well, if
Yeah.
the agency's going to put
That's-
it all up for you. No, you gotta do it.
And when you say spend money, what are we talking about?
I mean, I would think $1,000, $2,000 to get some pictures
get
taken,
pictures.
and styling is very important, and location,
Yeah.
good photographer, of course.
Yeah. So 40 years, what has been the most obvious change in evolution that you've seen since when you got started?
Just everything from film to digital. It used to be the Polaroids. I used to have to wait for the Polaroids.
Yeah, to dry.
And when I'd fly to Europe, I'd have fall asleep, and they'd go, Scotty, wake up, and look at the Polaroid, and then you'd have to be on and do your thing. But yeah, just the way technology has progressed, and I can audition right out of my house now
Yeah.
for commercials all over the world.
Right,
It took
versus
me a
having to
while
go
yeah.
to these
I
places.
don't have to go wait in line anywhere and set up my own lights. And
Yeah. Would you say it's easier?
that part of it is.
Yeah.
But I think it's harder because there's so many people trying to do it now. And so you're competing against so much more.
Yeah. What would you say has been your favorite job?
I used to work with the Scandinavians that never wanted to go to the same place. So,
the travel aspect.
yes, South Africa, the Himalayas, these places were unforgettable. And I went to South Africa a lot, and it was so beautiful, and the dollar went so far against the rand, and there was full hotels full of models, and yeah, just stuff like that. Travel was my biggest education.
Yeah. What would you say how old were you when you got in the industry?
About 24.
What would you say to that 24-year-old now that you are 40 years on the other side?
Stay in shape, because they'll call and you have
At
to go.
any point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it happened not so long ago here with Sheree called me, and I was in New York 2 days later filming a running videos for On Cloud and Kith. And we filmed all over the United States. Like I was.
You're not kidding. Ooh, and that's not AI.
Yeah, I don't like AI. Or even people depicting themselves with AI. Really, I think.
What would you say is the stigma you get from saying that, I've modeled for 40 years?
That I get from people, what they say.
Yeah.
I get a lot. I mean, I'm helping people every week. They ask questions. How do I get into it? How do I get my child into it? And I think it's just been a way of life for me for so long.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you do it all over again?
I would. I love it. I like being on set either way, either in front of the camera or helping out, because it's just fun to create and be part of the creative process.
Yeah.
And then seeing the finished commercial or images, it's really cool.
Are you really critical about your images when they come out?
I think when I first started, I kind of was about everything. You think but if you just leave it up to the professionals and the stylists.
And they guide you.
Yeah.
Well, when we come back, we're going to take a little break. And I got some stuff here. Don't look, don't peek. But I need you to tell me about this, because this Smize is everything. I mean, what is happening here? Can you teach me this when we come back? This went global?
Overnight.
Oh, we're going to talk about like how you come up with the shot.
Yeah, that's the photographer.
No, this is you, man.
Yeah, that's
This
me
is
just
you.
looking.
We'll be right back. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Right, we are back for this Arizona's Family Original, and we've been talking about modeling, the runway, the industry, how Scottsdale plays a big part in that. And Scott Allen has been with me for the last 2 segments, because I'm really interested in, how this whole thing works. You see models, you don't think you can talk to them ever. You never get the chance to hear the story, straight from the person. And I did ask you in the commercial break, did you have a day job? And you did this full time. This is what paid the bills and paid for your family.
Yeah, raised my kids. I was their geography lesson, where I was going in the world, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Did they go with you a lot?
A couple times.
Yeah.
I took them on jobs. Yeah.
So for 40 years, if you don't mind me asking, you've been doing this for 40 years. How old are you now?
I'm 63.
Are you ever too old to even continue to do this or to start? Do you think?
I think it gets better now with gray hair, and there's more opportunities in a way, but there's a lot more people involved too in trying to get those jobs.
Well, you look fantastic. I got to ask you about these pictures, because you said before we went to commercial that this is the photographer.
Yeah.
But I beg to differ. Tell me about what was going on here.
Well, everything about it. The stylist put me that shirt on, the necklace. She took this dippity-doo stuff and pulled my hair straight down.
Yeah.
And the photographer was ahead of his time. He left and he went back to London, Chris Dunlap. And overnight, when that shot, I sent it out, I went global overnight.
Really?
From that. Like Ford New York wanted to sign me right away when.
Oh, my goodness. And so you remember these like they were yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these details that you're
was
giving.
in an alley downtown here.
Do you understand why it went global?
Yeah, I do. It's a good shot. It's all him, though. Yeah, and that's him, too.
Okay, now tell me what you mean by it is all him, the photographer,
Well,
because what is he telling you, and how is he pulling this out of you?
I did the pose, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that
what
was
did he
me.
tell you for you to do this?
We had a filterless cigarette, and the girl put a huge roller behind my hair, and then took it out and sprayed the heck out of it.
And what is the photographer saying?
It was the
work
same
it,
day.
work it. What is he saying?
No, I just walked up to him and threw out my hips.
And then boom, there's a shot.
And it was cross-processing. It was called in the film industry. That's cross-process.
Cross-processing.
Against some beverage store down on Van Buren.
I love it.
Yeah.
What do you do when you like come across accidentally your photos? Because you know it's one thing if you go out and look for it after it's published, but when you accidentally see it, like for instance, American Airlines here.
Yeah, that one's hanging everywhere. Somebody just sent me it in the subway. It was hanging, and it's all over the Chicago airport.
Yeah. So this was you,
or
was this the photographer?
Well, I was just lucky to be part of that shoot.
Yeah.
And first class, and they actually took a picture of me sleeping in pajamas right after
Did that make the publication? That's funny.
But people send me that all the time because it's online right now when they go to book a
so
flight.
It's still working.
Yeah.
How long has this been going?
That's current. That's 1 year old.
1 year old. So if you see this, if you're on American.
And they make commercials.
Oh, yeah.
During the soccer.
So you're still getting paid from this?
No, that one was,
That was a freebie?
Yeah. No, not freebie.
What's going on here?
We were just fooling around and taking pictures for this company, Cool, for their clothing. And a friend of mine, Phyllis Lane, the photographer, Michael Justin, we did all these pictures for him and sent them to him. And they said they've been trying to do this for 30 years, get back to their roots, and you guys did it in 8 hours. And so they ended up hiring us for work. So it was cool.
So for folks who are watching, men or women, who are going, wow, I want to do that. How would you encourage them to do so? Because you did say it was a lot of work. It's a lot of travel, but you are glad you did it.
I am glad I did it. But if you're just wanting to get into it and get started, find a good photographer, and the style is everything. That's why I commented on those pictures, because they might take you out of your comfort zone a little bit, and the location, and it's something about the photographers capture those images.
They know what to do,
Yeah, and they'll pull it out of you and direct you as well.
Where are we going to see you next? Can you reveal?
I just did Caldera men's skin line.
So we're going to see that
Yeah, I just
soon.
got back from Los Angeles. And so they had me like putting the serum on my face and shirtless.
So you're doing that chisel thing again. Okay, we'll look for it.
All of that.
Scott, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of insight. I've always wanted to sit down with a model and say, how does this go?
I always wanted to sit down with an anchor.
Oh, well,
and I have a few times, but you're special.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you. And thank you so much for watching this Arizona's Family Original. We will see you again real soon. Have you guys seen that? Smile without your eyes. Smile.
Smize.
Smile. No. It's like a direction. Smile without your eyes. Stop smiling. That's your model face. Have you guys ever seen it? So I wonder, it's like a smile, then you drop the smile.
Mm-hmm. You gotta have a little sparkle behind the eyes.
It?
Yeah,
or
that's it.
Tell me
that's
what
good.
I need to do.
That's good. Yeah,
Okay,
give a little
coach me.
sparkle. Think about a little in your eye. See,
That?
there it is.
Okay, that's my model face.
That's your model face.
Thank you.
She's like, I did good.